You are listening to the Leadership of the Leaf SideBar episode. Join Austin and Dice as they put some smoke in the air.
And welcome to Leadership of the Leaf SideBar edition.
This is a sidebar.
My name's Austin.
And this is Dice.
And we are going to talk today about if you guys accept the call to leadership, you have to be willing to be misunderstood, criticized, opposed, accused, and even rejected.
Oh, and that's why I like sidebar episodes, because you know what? I'm just going to tell you like it is. Going off script. There's no script.
There's no script. There's no show notes. There's no script. There's no nothing. This is just us talking about it. But first, Dice, I got to know, what are you smoking over there?
Well, first, I'm going to start with my usual drink, which is Hennessy.
Of course.
I'm drinking Hennessy neat this time because I don't want it to interfere with this cigar. The cigar I'm smoking is by Drew Estate. It's called Blackened.
Blackened?
Yeah.
Isn't that a Metallica song?
Yeah, I know they collaborated with Metallica to make this cigar. I'm sorry, I'm not a Metallica fan. I'm pretty sure those people out there know exactly who the lead singer and all that is. I'm sorry, Metallica's not my jam. I think I go for as Enter the Sandman. That's far as my Metallica goes. Kill 'em all.
How dare you?
M81 Maduro to the core.
To the core.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Very nice. I am smoking a Room 101 Doomsayer Passive.
Hey, Passive. What was the one you smoked last year? Was it Passive or was it? No, I smoked the aggressive.
You smoked the aggressive, and I smoked the passive. I had a 5-pack of these.
That's how good they were.
They were good. So I got a 5-pack, and seeing as how I recently smoked a Room 101 Farce Lonsdale, I just felt like I should just go Room 101 again. I don't know. It called to me. The little Sakura, which is the flower on the front of the band, just called to me.
Oh, I understand. And pairing it with?
I am going with a local rum from Esprit de Cru.
All right.
Get it here in Northwest Florida and some surrounding regions. But this one is called Rockin' Rum. It's made with sugar cane grown here in Florida and made with rock candy, actually. So it's got a little bit sweeter. It's like a sweet rum. It's so good. Good.
You're moving soon, so what the hell are you going to do when you move?
Well, the wife said I got to go by the distillery, and we got to go pick up a couple extra bottles. And then after we run out of those bottles, I have no idea what the hell I'm going to do. I guess we'll have to see if they'll ship it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's upset.
We'll reach out. Maybe they'll hook us up. Maybe.
That would be amazing. This stuff, by all means, I wish this was sold nationwide because I think it would do really well. The bottle looks badass. It's got a Day of the Dead motif on it, so it'll be on our Instagram at Leadership of the Leaf. Go there, check it out. Check out the bottle. It looks really badass in my opinion. And if you guys are ever down in the Northwest Florida region, I know it's sold in a couple liquor stores, and go pick yourself up a bottle. All their stuff is really good, so you can't really go wrong. But yeah, Rockin' Rum is what this is called.
All right. Before we get started on our business here,
well, by all means,
I must bring up this. I must bring it up. I'm tired of seeing it.
You're tired of seeing it.
I'm tired of seeing it, but I get it.
What the fuck did you do?
I want you to know I get it. Year of the Rabbit.
Okay.
I see Year of the Rabbit. This, Year of the Rabbit. That, I get it. I don't quite get the craze for everyone jumping on this bandwagon. Davidoff started it with cigars. I have seen it with Hennessy. It is just, it's exploded. I see Cohiba's got one. Placencia.
Yep.
Even Drew Estate, they have a Year of the Rabbit out there now. Like, but I say that, and then I backtrack on this one because Davidoff, I don't know if people remember, they had a Year of the Tiger one.
Yeah. Oh, that thing looked sick though. Had like tiger striping on the wrapper and all that other stuff. It looked phenomenal.
Correct. It stood out, right?
Yeah.
So with Year of the Rabbit, nothing stands out. It's just the name.
Yep.
Like, they could have gave it like a bunny tail or something that you had to snip off. I don't know. But the way they did Year of the Tiger, I am impressed. Year of the Rabbit, it just seems like everybody's just throwing Year of the Rabbit on a cigar just to sell it.
Well, I mean, it is the craze right now, and that's the thing that goes for, right? You know, everyone hops on the bandwagon, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, let's see what's next year. What's the next year?
I'm looking forward to next year because next year, if I could be wrong, but I believe it's Year of the Dragon.
All right, let's find this out.
But I just want to point out, you just said bandwagon Year of the Rabbit. I saw what you did there. You funny motherfucker.
You know, I try. I really try. All right, so Chinese New Year is the Year of the Rabbit. Year of the Dragon.
Ooh, see, I'm looking forward to see what they do. They have to do something. I've been disappointed with Year of the fucking Rabbit, whatever the year before that was, because it wasn't Year of the Tiger. Year of the Tiger was a couple of years ago.
Well, let's see. Let's see. Yeah. So 2024 is Dragon. 2025 would be Snake, and 2026 is Horse.
So 2025, for Davidoff, I don't know about all the other countries, but Davidoff is going to recycle that. They started with Year of the Snake.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see. I don't know. Let's see. I'm interested to see what comes out.
Year of the Rabbit has been disappointing to me.
Yeah,
Davidoff.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, you could go kind of cool with that if you could, but I want to see what they're willing to do. But I definitely feel like, yeah, everyone's just trying to jump on that bandwagon. You know, I think they saw how Year of the Tiger did for Davidoff, and it just, you know, did whatever. So let's see. It's gonna go from here. So it goes Rabbit. The next year's Dragon. So that'd be 24. 25 would be Snake. 26 would be Horse. 27 Sheep. And then it goes Monkey, Rooster, Dog, Pig, Rat, Ox, Tiger, back to Rabbit.
So Tiger was last year then. Okay. So Tiger was amazing.
Yeah.
Ox was okay. Pig was decent. But what they did with Tiger, I'm looking forward to seeing if they do something very special with Dragon.
Yeah, I'd like to see what happens with Dragon. I would be excited to see what happens with Horse, because I was born in Year of the Horse.
So yeah, well, I'm Year of the Horse as well. So I was going to say I'm going to buy Year of the Horse anyway, even if it's not cool.
Yep.
Still going to get that one.
Yeah, I'll get the Year of the Horse. I mean, maybe that's one, you know, since we'll still be going in 2026, right? Let's see, Dragon, Snake, Horse.
Of course.
Yeah, we'll be going. We should do that on the Lunar New Year. I think that'd be a cool celebration.
All right, I'll put it on my calendar.
That sounds good. All right.
Now that I digressed enough.
You digressed, but that's fine.
Sidebar.
That is sidebar. This is what happens. Welcome to our minds. So, call to leadership. You must be willing, if you accept it, you must be willing to be misunderstood, criticized, opposed, accused, and even rejected.
So, just listening to you say that, I already know I have been every single one of those. 100%.
Absolutely, me too.
And one thing about misunderstood, I just go through misunderstood. The number of times people have used my name is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm doing this because Dice told me to, or Dice said we need to do this, or Dice this, Dice that. Dice didn't say any of those.
Right.
Unless
yeah.
you heard it from me directly. I didn't say that.
Yeah. I've had the same thing. Actually, I've done this to other leaders, in kind of a joking manner. I actually got one of my bosses really kind of upset one day. It happened to be right before Christmas, and we were going to shut down early, and I kept saying, everybody, we're shutting down early. This boss said so. And he never said anything of the sort. And I was just joking around, but everybody took it as gospel. And it was so funny because everybody took it as gospel. And I was like, yeah. This guy said it was cool. We'll shut down early. No big deal. We're going to just shut down. We ended up having Christmas Eve and Christmas off, I think, because it was like a Thursday, Friday type deal, right? So we had Christmas Eve off, and then we had Christmas off, and then we rolled into the weekend. And I was like, yeah, we're going to shut down early on Wednesday. It's no big deal. We're shutting down around noon. This person said so. And they're like, okay, yeah, sounds good. Yeah. He comes to find, so he came and find me. He's like, Austin, what the hell are you talking about? And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, I just got told that I okayed us to shut down early. And I was like, oh yeah, I've been telling everybody that you okayed this to shut down early. And he goes, what the fuck? Who the fuck told you that we would shut down early? I was like, nobody. I'm just saying that we are, and I used your name to make it happen. And he's like, are you fucking serious? He kind of like got upset, but he was like, he took it in good stride. He was a good sport about it, and I laugh about it to this day with him, so it's fine. But he was like, who the fuck told you that I said this? And I was like, nobody. I literally have made this entire thing up. He goes, I fucking hate you. And I was like, whatever. But it's funny because people use your name. If you go to the leader, if you are a leader, people use your name to spread misinformation and advance their own agenda if they see fit. And you may not have said anything. And he didn't, like I said, he didn't know and I said this for 3 days straight. And he didn't know until the last day. And he was like, hey, I think we should, I think we might shut down early. I'm gonna go talk to Austin and make sure, because I was in charge of like production, and making sure everything got done. And he's like, I'm gonna talk to Austin, make sure that we don't have anything going on. They're like, Austin already told us that you okayed this. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go talk to him, make sure everything's still good though. And he came down and he was like, what the hell did you just say to everybody? I just got told that you told him that it was okay. And I was like, oh yeah, I've been saying this for day one. Like, this is. And he's like, what the fuck, man? And I was like, what? I said, if I don't use your, because I was gonna shut down early anyways, but I needed my boss to be okay with it, and I knew that he would be okay with it, so I kind of just jumped the gun and used his name early, and he was fine with it. But it was just funny because he was just like, what? No, you can't do that. And I was like, want to bet? I said, it worked, didn't it? And he goes, fuck, man, I guess I didn't realize how much my name had around here. I was like, oh, it has plenty.
Well, even looking into that, I'm pretty sure this happened to you before, where you set your team off to do whatever task. You set 2 people off to go do said task. Then you go to check on them, and you're like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Well, this is what you told us to do. No. Not at all. You went way too far. Way too far.
You were out of left field there, bud. Yeah, I've had that happen. I've had a counseling session with a guy, and I'm like, hey, you've got to take it slow. Make sure you train your people right. Otherwise, you're going to keep having these mishaps. And okay, all right, got it. He walked out, and then I walked out later, and I was like, why are you not done with this job yet? You said take it. And then he goes, well, you said take it slow. I said, yeah, like making sure you're hitting all the right steps. I don't literally mean just move at a fucking snail's pace, asshole. Like, Jesus.
Fine, man. Whatever. I misunderstood you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just misunderstanding. I'm like, so I have gotten into the habit of like saying things like 6 ways from Sunday to just make sure. I'm like, do you understand everything that I want you to do? Yes. Repeat back to me what I just told you. And then they'll say it. It's like the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where the guy's like, Rocket, the raccoon, is trying to tell the tree, like, hey, don't hit this button because this will kill everybody. Only hit this button. And he's like, I'll repeat back to me what I said. And he's like, telling him, he's like, no, that's a button that'll kill everybody. I literally just said, don't hit that button. He's like, so now tell me what you're going to do. He's like, yep. No, you just said the exact same thing. How is that even possible? So misunderstandings are a fact of leadership. It's just going to happen. People are going to misunderstand you. You're going to tell them like, hey, I only need 4 widgets today. And they're going to think that the new standard is 4 widgets when the old standard is like 16. They're like, no, motherfuckers, that was literally one day. I still need you to do 16 every other day.
Oh, I thought you changed it to 4. Now I'm going to criticize you because you're not clear with what you're saying. You're not a good leader. I can't with you.
Yeah, and that's the thing with criticizing, man. You're going to, so whatever decision you make, right?
Yeah,
is going to get criticized by somebody. There's no way you can make everybody happy. The only people who need to make everybody happy are politicians on election day. I swear to God, that's the only people I can think of that try to make everybody happy. And even then, once they get elected, they don't make everybody happy. I mean, literally look at the presidency, right? Look at any president in the past. They're going to promise everybody to both sides. They're going to promise everything to both sides. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, I promise this is going to be safe. Hey, I promise I'm going to get this legislation pushed through. I'm going to promise that I'm not going to push that legislation through without this compromise. And then they get into office, and they're going to do what the fuck they think they need to do. Period.
When you said that, admit, this is probably wrong for me to say on air, but it made me think of the Family Guy little skit part that they had where Lincoln leans out and was like, hey, your yard is looking a little long, grass is looking a little long, whatever. He's like, yeah, I used to have a guy for that gig. So you're going to get criticized no matter what popular belief or not. I mean, that's the way it goes as a leadership role.
Absolutely. There's no way for you guys to make everybody happy. You're going to get criticized. You better be comfortable with criticism. I've been watching George W. Bush's masterclass, and he was saying, hey, leaders share credit but accept blame. So he was talking about Hurricane Katrina, and he's saying how he showed up down in New Orleans and Louisiana. He was talking about the head of the FEMA organization saying, hey, these guys have been working really hard. Everything's going great, blah, 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 blah. And then the news found out how bad it really was and started criticizing him. And so then he had to stand up and was like, hey, everything that those guys were doing was done on my orders. They have no blame in this. All the blame is on me. It is what it is. I'm taking steps to fix it. But he was trying to share the credit for a job that he thought was well done, and in reality, he didn't get the whole picture. So then he had to accept the criticism, whether he wanted to or not. He didn't know that it was that bad, but he had to accept that criticism.
But that's a great example of a leader being criticized. I mean, no matter which president we have, good or bad, indifferent, he's always going to get criticized.
Right.
Always. A leader is always going to get criticized. No matter what decision they make moving forward, someone's not going to like the decision. We got to work overtime today? This motherfucker. It's one of those type things.
Yeah, you mean I got to come in on a Saturday? What the fuck?
Right.
Yeah, I know that you haven't watched it, but maybe some of our audience have, like The Office, The American Office, with Steve Carell. He tries to be liked by everybody. He does not want to be criticized. He tries to get other people to accept the criticism for his bad decisions. There was an episode where he had a quote unquote Willy Wonka idea, and he put 5 golden tickets in supposedly 5 random shipments, and that entitled the bearer to I think it was like 10% off their next order, and like he didn't put like only one ticket per transaction or limit one per customer or whatever the case was. And anyways, the CFO was really upset with him, so he was trying to get somebody else to take the blame. The person ended up doing that, and then the CFO came down and was ended up being really happy because the company ordered like triple what they would have, so they got more profit anyways. And he couldn't take it back because he'd already tried to give somebody else the blame. But it was just like, hey, no, you're the leader. Just stop. Like, it was your idea. 2, you're the leader. Like, you have to be responsible for every idea that comes out of your office.
Correct. But I mean, criticism comes. The coach loses the game and the team wins.
Right.
So,
or
pose.
Yeah, or I would say, if it's football, like the quarterback will lose the game, whether or not the defense stopped the run, run or the pass game or whatever, and the other team was able to score, 40 something points on the defense. No, the quarterback lost that game for those guys. Like, he put up 35 on them. Like, the defense couldn't stop anything. You know? Well, what is that quarterback doing? He couldn't put up 45, and the other team put up 42. Come on, this is ridiculous. Like, what? Like, come on now. But yeah. So all right. So opposed. So you're gonna be misunderstood. You're gonna be criticized. So opposed. Again, you can't make everybody happy. So people are going to try to oppose you. It's the name of the game.
Typically, it's that person that wants to be the leader.
Yeah, it's that person that lost the election or lost the leader spot to the current leader, right? So again, I kind of go back to the presidency, right? You look at let's just look at our most current president, right? You got Joe Biden against Donald Trump, right? So Joe Biden gets elected. Donald Trump is going to sit there and oppose the Republicans are going to oppose Joe Biden because he's a Democrat, and whether he's right, wrong, or whatever, the Republicans are going to take the exact opposite stance of him, just out of principle half the time. Right.
Even if there's no merit or anything behind it, he's just got to. He likes blue. I like red. He likes even numbers. I like odd numbers.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, it's just out of principle. I can't be the same as him because then, they're afraid that they might lose some voters or something else. And it's just one of those things. You're going to be opposed. Again, I've been watching the George W. Bush masterclass, and he said, it showed a video of Speaker Pelosi. I think she was Speaker at the time, or no, she was Minority Whip at the time. But anyway, she was like, "Hey, there's no democratic solution on the ground in the Middle East. We have to invade," type thing. And then he invades, we go to war, do all these things, and then the war drags on for a little while, and the American people get restless, and now all of the Democrats, including Pelosi, are like, we should pull out, this is stupid, we should have never been there in the first place, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, wait, you were just on board like 5 seconds ago. But he had to go off of what he felt was right for the country.
Well, I mean, even if you was to break that down to a smaller scale, not as such a huge window as presidency, as a leadership, if someone is opposing you, then you have to get that person back in line, because if not, coup or something else that happens. Mutiny is the word I was looking for. So you have to get that whoever is opposing you back in line to get your leadership status back into play.
Yeah, or they need to be, I don't want to say left behind or exiled, but you got to cut the dead weight, make the sacrifice.
Right. Sometimes as a leader, that's what you got to do.
Right, and sometimes people's opposition goes too far, and it's like, hey, you can't openly oppose me like that at this meeting or whatever. And it's like, okay, hey, I'm sorry for this, that, and the other thing. Like, you just can't say that. I'm the boss. Like, if you got a problem with that, you need to come talk to me behind closed doors and we'll hash it out. But you can't just do that in the front. And if you have a problem with that, then we're gonna have a problem. You know, and to try to deal with it off on the side. But if at the end of the day, you still are the leader and you've been put in that position, so you kind of got to, I don't want to say rule with an iron fist, but you got to make sure your leadership's absolute and it's respected.
Well, I know when I have been faced with that issue before, and I know I've sat down with the person. I was like, either A, you're going to get on board, or B, you might want to find another team or something to get on, because I can't have you moving forward if you're not with me.
Right.
If you're constantly opposing, then maybe this isn't just a good fit for you. Let's see if we can get you transferred to somewhere where you feel more comfortable. Because right now I have 10 people in line ready to go, and you're the only one holding me back.
Yeah. Yeah. And that unfortunately takes a high level of emotional intelligence to sit there and kind of go and have those uncomfortable conversations of either get, and I don't want to say my way or the highway, because you should try to take some, if it's constructive criticism, take it under advisement. But if you've made a decision, hey, we're going to go left, and this motherfucker over here is like, no, we're going to go right. Like, bitch, no, I said left. Either my way or the highway type situation, because I said left. So if you're saying right and you're confusing everybody, you're just fucking me over, and I don't need that. I will put somebody in your place to take your spot that will say, yep, let's go left. And then behind closed doors say, hey, boss, I think we should have gone right. And be like, okay, explain to me why you think we should have gone right. Okay, I understand where you're coming from, but here's a bigger picture. What do you think now? Oh, yeah, I think left makes the most sense. Okay, cool.
Well, I often give them that transparency so they can see what's going on. And then I let them know that if you keep going too far to the right, eventually you're just going to get left behind. That's just the way it's going to be. So what am I trying to say here? The opposition, once you go too far, there's no coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you know, I always try to liken it, you know, hey, like when I have a decision and I see one path that's kind of rocky at the beginning, one path that's smooth at the beginning. Okay, that doesn't mean that smooth path is going to be smooth the rest of the way, or the rocky path is going to be rocky the rest of the way. Maybe it's only rock for a little, you know, quarter of a mile, and I got to go the 3/4 of a mile and on the rest of the mile on smooth ground. Whereas the smooth is only smooth for 1/8 of a mile, and it's rocky for 7/8 of a mile. Like, there's, you know, it's hard to tell unless you have a bird's eye view. And as a leader, you try to have that bird's eye view. And if somebody's like, no, we should go on the smooth path, like, no, motherfucker, I'm telling you, a little bit of pain is worth a lot of good in return, versus a little bit of good and a lot of fucking a whole shit ton of pain that you're proposing.
Yeah.
So you just kind of gotta pull them back in line. There's good ways to do that. Definitely do it behind closed doors, unless they're just openly opposing you and disrespecting you in front of other subordinates. Then you gotta call them out in front of everybody and kind of lock it down.
Show your dominance.
I hate to say it that way, but you know, leaders sometimes have to kind of be like, nope, we're not having this conversation. You're going to either do what I say or you're going to get ran the fuck over.
One of my favorite things as a leader is when I am accused. Accuse me all you want. I made a decision. I lied. It was my choice. It's what I'm going to move forward with. And if you accuse me of being indifferent, then you really don't have an option. I just got to take the accusations and keep moving forward with whatever my decision is going to be.
See, what I like is when I get accused and opposed at the same time. Well, Austin said, you know, go to the left, or Austin never made a decision, so I just went right. No, motherfucker. I said go to the left, and you blatantly disrespected me and ignored me and went to the right instead. I told you left. Don't, you know, well, that's what I thought it was the best decision. Okay, so there we go. You don't accuse me of not making a decision when you're opposing me and what the fuck I actually told you to do.
Well, it's all your fault.
Fuck yeah, it is. Because as a leader, it's all your fault.
Always.
I mean, look at CEOs of companies. They could have a CFO, right, the chief financial officer, embezzling money, and the CEO gets blamed for not seeing that the CFO is embezzling money.
Well, I mean, how many times have you seen in the news where a tour bus or something gets pulled over and they find drugs and they find guns, and it doesn't even belong to the headliner artist? Like, I don't know who's a good headline artist. Metallica. Hey, Metallica. Then all their little groupies and backup dancers. I don't know. Do they have backup dancers?
No, but okay.
Roadies or whatever.
Roadies.
Yeah, whatever. They are the ones that are actually doing it. But in the news, it doesn't say the groupies of Metallica got busted for.
Nope. No. It says Metallica got.
Correct. So the whoever is the leader of that group, they're the ones that always are going to be the one that's accused.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because it's not always the truth, but it is the sad truth that you are, as a leader, you are more responsible for the actions of your subordinates than not responsible. That's why you have to make sure that you do those spot checks. Hey, just, I'm walking past, not micromanaging, just making sure you guys are doing everything you're supposed to be doing. All right, cool. Look, everything looks good, and walk past. And then, 5 minutes, if you walk past and everyone's got their, I don't know, let's say their protective equipment on, and you're like, hey, everyone's got their protective equipment. I like it. I like the hard hats and safety glasses on this dangerous job. All right, cool. And you leave, and then 10 minutes later, your boss comes by and says, hey, why does this entire team not have protective equipment? Be like, I don't know. I just checked it 10 minutes ago. Like, well, it's obviously your fault because you're allowing them to do this. Like, what the fuck? No.
Now Johnny doesn't have an eye. Good job.
Right.
You have to take that. As a leader, you have to take that.
You got to be like, man, I swear, boss, 10 minutes ago, everyone had their protective equipment on. I will do more frequent checks, and I will make sure we do some more safety training. Something like that. And most people, if you have a good boss, they're going to kind of understand, like, if you're doing your job and doing your spot checks, they're going to be like, all right, you're doing what you're supposed to. These guys just fucked up.
Correct. And that leads us to
rejected.
All right. So by popular demand, no one wants to work the weekend. We're off. We look forward to our weekend, enjoy our cigars, our cognac, our rums. But the leader said we have to come in on Saturday.
Fuck you.
Not a very popular decision.
Fuck you. I ain't coming in on Friday. I ain't coming in on Saturday. Fuck you.
That falls in every line back up to this list. You're going to be misunderstood. I don't understand why we got to come in on Saturday. You're going to get criticized. You're going to be like, why do we have to come in on Saturday? This guy doesn't know what he's doing. You're being opposed by everyone because no one wants to do it. And you're accused because you're the one that said we have to come in on Saturday.
It's your fault. You didn't file the report correctly. And so now I have to work the weekend because you didn't fill out your report correctly.
Which leads to everyone has rejected your decision. But in 2 weeks' time, everybody that was involved got a 4-day weekend.
Yep.
But nobody sees that. All they see is we had to come in on Saturday.
So I will say this till I'm blue in the face until probably the day I die. It takes 10 good things to overcome one bad thing. So if you had to work a weekend, it would take 10 4-day weekends to overcome that one weekend where you had to work.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll throw that in there. Like, hey guys, remember when we worked that long ass weekend and everybody was mad and hated? Now it's time to get the fruits of our labor.
Yep.
Kind of just bring that back to the forefront. Remind everybody, like, yeah, nobody liked this decision, right? It was rejected by everyone involved. But I see everyone's a little happier now, aren't they?
Right. Oh, shit. I get a 4-day weekend? Hell yeah. I'm going to go camping. I'm going to go hunting. I'm going to do whatever.
I had no idea.
Thanks, boss. Like, hey, this is because you guys worked that weekend that everyone fucking hated me for making them work. Now we can sit back and do this.
You don't have to love me, but you will respect me.
I remember when I first got into a leadership position, and I was working for you, and I had told some people to come back after they had a training class. I said, "Hey, I need you guys to come back and help finish up work." It was a Friday. I was like, "I need you guys to help finish up some work," and nothing crazy, but I just need you guys to come back. All of them left early. They took like 2-3 hours off early, and I found out, and so I talked to you and I said, "Hey, I got to make these guys, kind of, I want to say, respect my authority, but there's got to be consequences." And you were like, "Okay, here's the key to the building. Do with it what you will." And I made all of them come in on Saturday and clean my entire section and finish the work that they didn't finish, because I told my other guys, "Don't do anything. I'm going to make these other guys finish it." And they came in on Saturday, and I talked to them and I said, "So you guys understand why you're here?" And they all said yes. I said, "This is not a fun position. I don't want to be here. It's a Saturday, but you guys decided to do this by rejecting my request for you guys to help come finish up some work. And now we're here." And they all kind of understood and begrudgingly did the work that they're supposed to do. And I never had a problem after that. It was one of those, okay, sure. All right. Yeah, we understand. We fucked up. We tried to get away with one and you caught us.
Yeah. And I've done that quite a few times myself. And it works. I mean, it's one of those, it's a flex, right?
Yeah.
Literally, it's a flex. Like, I have the power to tell you what to do. You're going to do it. If you don't do it, there's going to be much larger consequences, much larger repercussions. And you don't want to go that route. You want to go this route. So even though it's a rejected decision that was made, we're still going to have to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and that's it's unfortunate because it's an unpopular decision, and it everything, nobody's going to like you for doing that, but they're going to end up respecting you a little bit more because you're transparent and you hold the standard. Hey, this is my standard. You will do this unless I say otherwise. And I remember they said, "Well, you kind of flip-flopped on us, and so we didn't know which way to go." And I said, "Right, what was the last thing I told you after I said, hey, you guys are good?" And then I said, "Oh, actually, never mind. I do need you guys to come back." And they're like, "Yeah, you said you need us back." I said, "Cool." So that was the last thing I said. I was working off incorrect information at the beginning, and then I got correct information, so I changed what I had to say, and that was the new direction, and you guys didn't follow it. And they're like, "Yeah, that's on us." So I was like, "All right." So just be aware. I didn't just change it arbitrarily. I absolutely had incorrect information, so I had to make a new decision.
What falls back to you don't have to like me, you don't have to love me, but you will respect me.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of those things. The leaders are just put in that unfortunate position. With great power comes great responsibility, right? Spider-Man. Unfortunate position of, hey, I got to make some unpopular decisions sometimes, and I got to enforce some unpopular things sometimes, and it really sucks, but it is what it is.
So we've been going on and on. I got it. We're good. We're good. You're good. You're good.
Sure, I'm good. I'm always good.
Well, let's share some more insight.
Oh, I like insight.
What's the flavor profile of your cigar?
Ooh, flavor profile of my cigar. Let me take a good puff and.
Because if you're anything like me, I'm past my first. I'm going into my second, but it's a sidebar, so we're good.
Getting a leathery, leather, cedar, and some black pepper on the back end. It's good. It's good.
Well, Drew Estate is one of my go-to brands because of the price point.
Right.
With this one, it's a very dark, so naturally my mind makes me think of espresso. So I think that's in my crawl. Leather, dark chocolate with a muted, which doesn't really fit. I would say like a meaty sweetness.
Yeah,
I can't really see my burn line because this cigar is so dark. It's a very dark Maduro.
My burn line's a little bit thicker than I think I'd like, but it's definitely not bad.
Which is a contrast difference with that Lonsdale you had, because I remember when you was going on about how razor sharp the burn line was.
Yeah, this one's a little bit thicker. It's got a creamy component to it there. It's really, really good. Man, these Doomsayers, like I said, they're really good. They're definitely 5-pack worthy. As I bought a 5-pack, I'd buy another one in a heartbeat. I don't remember what kind of box they come in, but it's a definitely nice smoking cigar. And one that I would easily buy again. Oh,
well,
they're 55 count boxes. So yeah, a 5-pack is where I'm at. I don't need 55 of these.
I'm definitely happy that I decided to go neat on my Hennessy, because Hennessy has that slight bite to it,
right?
Which I want to say mirror, but complements the darkness of this cigar.
Yeah. The sweetness of this rum, this rockin' rum, I feel like I should have gone with a not so sweet of a drink. Something a little bit spicier probably would have complemented this better.
I was looking at my cup. I have ash in the bottom of my cup.
Man, you're just a mess over there, aren't you?
No, that's fine. It's not like let's face it. We both know I'm going to drink it.
Yeah, let's be honest. Yeah. But yeah, good stuff. Yeah, the leaders are put in a bad, I don't want to say bad position. They're just put in a position that they get blamed for everything, they get credit for nothing, and you gotta make sure that you just do the best that you can with what you got, and keep pushing forward.
Right. And just when you hit that leadership role, that's why we did this. When you hit that leadership role, be prepared to be misunderstood. Be prepared to be criticized, opposed, accused, and rejected.
Yeah.
Yeah. That comes with the territory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It all of the above is just one of those things where it comes with that territory, and there's nothing you can really do about it other than learn from any mistakes that you might make. And be flexible enough to, if you have a mistake and can change direction, change that direction. If you've ended up and you're like, oh, hey, I think I made a mistake here. Okay, cool. Recognize you made a mistake. Make that decision and say, hey, guys, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I had bad information that I was working off of. Now I got to change. Now I got to make a better decision on this.
I'm not sorry. I have learned a different path. I get it. We're going to move forward.
Yeah. So, all right. So this has been a sidebar edition.
Number 2.
Of Leadership of the Leaf. The new year, we're hitting it off strong. We're doing good. I've been enjoying the new year so far.
Yeah. Same. I'm getting more feedback from listeners. I like it. I love it.
Yeah, we love the feedback, guys. Please keep hitting us up on Instagram at Leadership of the Leaf, or on our blog. There's a link in our bio. And let us know what you guys think. Give us some feedback. Give us, what are you guys smoking? What do you guys think If you guys got any topics that you'd like for us to cover, hear our thoughts on, by all means. We love the feedback. We love to interact with our listeners. And we look forward to hearing from you guys.
All right. Until next time, I'm Dice.
I'm Austin.
All right.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you for listening to Leadership of the Leaf. The comments and opinions expressed by the host and guests does not reflect the opinions of those that broadcast this show, nor does it reflect any of our affiliates.
Don't forget, we need to follow the podcast so we know when new episodes drop.